My day job is a pilot for British Arways, flying the 787s around the world. And when I'm not flying planes, I work as a .NET developer. As an airline pilot, basically I'm a systems engineer. I'm there controlling all the systems of the aircraft. And then I get to land and open my laptop and code away. I'm always thinking, always tinkering, always making something. I was dropping my boys at school and Sharon, our friends, said, Cliff, have you seen the news today about the dad that 3D printed an arm for his daughter? Yeah, Sharon, I said, I see that. I said, you got a 3D print, haven't you, Cliff? Yeah, I have. Sharon, yeah, I have. And it started from there. Caden is Sharon and Paul's son. He's born with no left forearm, so he's got kind of no hand on the left side. On his right hand, he's missing fingers, so he's adapted. The National Health Service in the UK have given him a fiberglass arm with a hook on the end.
It's a wire that runs around my back and it's a strap. So basically what I have on my arm, when I push it forward, it opens and closes.
To get a full prosthetic arm built is tens of thousands of pounds.
It's quite hard to just have a grip on something because it might be like too loose. So I think having a new hand will be much better.
There's many communities all on GitHub that people are printing different designs, and it's quite an active community around the world that you can download the files and tinker and play. The file for OpenBionics was downloaded from GitHub. This is the STL file that we bring into the Prusa slicer, and then we slice the STL file and it turns it into G-code, which is then sent to the printer for printing. These printed overnight and just break them off the beds. Take the support material away, and it's ready to use. We now got the hand which moves, and we've got some motors inside that will control with some electronics, but how does Caden tell the electronics what to do? So you've got your muscles in your arm. Now Caden has a forearm, so we put sensors to pick up the muscle power, and those sensors are inside the socket against Caden's muscles. There's a force sensitive resistor that we've managed to find that works in giving us a reading into the IoT board. So we have this will give us a different resistance depending on the amount of pressure that's applied to the sense area. So we've moved the sensors inside, and just need to see if we've got them in the right place. It's cool to move a hand.
Yeah, definitely.
That's too loose, isn't it? So we need to just bring that in, cut out where we've marked, and we should be able to get that so it's just nice and tight on your arm.
Yeah.
And we should be pretty much there. I took the OpenBionics software into Visual Studio. I adapted it to work on the Adafruit further board and made the changes and got it working on the board and controlling the motors. So I thought to myself, well, I do mobile development. I use the Xamarin platform to make mobile apps. The benefit of using Xamarin is I write the code once and it runs on Android, iOS, UWP. I don't need to worry about accessibility because it does that for me. I've got access to Bluetooth, so I can connect the mobile phone to the hands. We can just select the grips that we want. We also have the grip order, so we can change the cycle of the grips. And once we've got them in the correct order we want, we can save those back to the hands. The Adafruit board is fantastic. It's cheap, it does the job, it's great, but it has its limits. Meadow board is exactly the same form factor as Adafruit, but it runs .NET. I'll do a .NET build, push it up to the cloud using GitHub to send an update via the Wi-Fi that's on board. The open source for me is everything. I'm self-taught. Now I can look at someone who's written codes that's been doing it a lot longer than I have, look at their code base. Oh, that's how they do this. It's like looking over the shoulders of the giants of the industry. And using Visual Studio, IntelliCode is fantastic. It pops up and it teaches me to code because I look at it and it's like, actually, that's quite a clever idea of laying out the code. When it was his 15th birthday, I arrived on his doorstep and handed across this big cardboard box. And he was super excited, and the big smile from him, his family, was amazing. It was fantastic payback for the effort and work that's gone into it. I've got the price down to £500 for all the parts to make the arm. My dream is to stick it in a box, take it with me on the flights, go and visit a community somewhere in the world, and show them how to build them, so they can print 3 or 4 arms for 3 or 4 local children. I want them to be able to use it to learn how to write code as well. VS Code is fantastic and it's free. It's important that people can download the code. You don't need any tooling. And the fact that Microsoft make it freely available is fantastic.